Welcome back. It's another Springfield's Best Day where we get to connect with the best businesses around. And today's Springfield's Best members are Anna Brown and Gabe Brown from Federal Protection, Inc. Good to see you guys.
Hi, thanks for having us.
By the way, full disclosure, both last names Brown, not related.
Few Browns out there, but
just a couple.
Yeah, just a few.
A couple.
Just a few.
Just a couple. So, first of all, it's great to see you guys, and we love that you're a part of Springfield's Best. So, Gabe, let's just start with you really quickly.
Yeah.
Tell us about your involvement with Springfield's Best and why it's such a great organization to be associated with.
So, myself, I've been involved in the group for about 15 years now. Federal Protection, our company, has been one of the founding members of the group. As far as enjoyment of the group, it's just great to be able to have those other business partners that are from all different walks, to be able to trade ideas with or bounce ideas off of, and get some of their best practices, and obviously trade leads and referrals too. Mm-hmm. That's helpful as well. But as far as the group itself, it's just a good makeup of individuals led by Tammy, who's a ray of sunshine for sure, and she makes it real easy to kind of collaborate with all those people in the group.
Yeah, and by the way, guys, too, just to let you know, too, if you're thinking you don't fit the criteria, you have to be Springfield's Best. They're always taking new members, and they take one of each field. So if you're watching and you want to be a part of it, we
would welcome it. Yeah, absolutely.
I know a lot of businesses might be watching or thinking, oh, should I do that? Absolutely, you should. Go to the website, fill out the form. You could be one of Springfield's Best, and it's such a great organization. So you could fit the bill, is what I'm saying. So you should try it.
Please do. Please do. Yes. Yeah.
And Gabe, over the past 15 years in your involvement with Springfield's Best, what's been the biggest change or progression that you've seen?
So obviously the area's grown a lot. Mm-hmm. So when we started, way back when, or even as Springfield Best, when they first started, it's just Springfield was a smaller community. Mm-hmm. The surrounding areas were obviously smaller, so it's grown a lot. So it's really, as far as a change, it's benefited going back to being able to bounce ideas off some of those other members that have went through whatever trials or issues they may face in business. It's been a huge benefit in that regard. More recently, you think about COVID and some of those changes, to be able to stay connected with other folks. Has been a big help just for our organization as well. As far as the group itself, dynamics are still the same with that. I mean, it's still a great group of people. But yeah, that seems to be some of the biggest changes I guess I've seen through that time span.
Well, it is a great group. And Anna, we want to get to you because you do something that we were talking about. Tell the people your role at Federal Protection and what you do.
Yeah, so I work in the Federal Response Center, and we are actually the alarm monitoring portion of the security alarms. So our customers that have alarms going off, my team is one of those first people, or is the first person calling them to check in on them, see if everything's okay. We're also the relaying party to the police department in certain situations. We're immediately dispatching the police when customers need that response as well.
That's so stressful.
I was going to say, it sounds exhilarating, terrifying, and just like all sorts of emotions.
Yes, it can be. It's a mix. Sometimes it's not a big deal, but other times it is a little bit more stressful, and we're just trying to keep our customers as safe as possible.
And speaking of your customers, I bet it's very comforting to know as the customer that if something should happen, you're there. Yes. A real life person, ready to help them, notify the police, and talk them through it. Do you have to usually, if somebody's calling and they're in a panic, it's almost a dual counselor role because you're also trying to calm them, get things happening. What is it like when somebody calls?
So we're just, like you said, we're trying to keep them calm, and we work as a team. So one person may be responsible for speaking directly to that customer, keeping them calm, talking them through that situation. And our other team members are working on dispatching the police so that we're not leaving the customer hanging in a terrifying situation, but we are still getting them the help when they need it.
Wow. Now, say someone does get a new alarm system in their home, and before anything tragic or crazy happens and they don't have that adrenaline going, could they call your team and just be like, I just want to know for my own knowledge, if I call you, like, what can I expect to hear from you guys? What can I expect to be asked and say and all that stuff?
Yeah, absolutely. That's a very good question. So my job title in the Response Center is actually Customer Care Coordinator, and that is specifically what my team will do. We like to reach out to the customers, collaborating with the sales team. Before their systems are activated, we're having those conversations. This is how we respond to each alarm notification that your panel generates, and we work with them to customize that. A lot of companies are large enough that they're going to have kind of an out-of-the-box response. This is what we do. This is how we do it. But one thing that sets Federal apart is that we offer custom alarm response plans for our customers. It's going to be different for everybody, so we want to work with that.
Yeah, because I bet, though, in that moment, like you said, the adrenaline, and at least you can know what to expect. If there's like, tell me your address, is there a PIN code? Is there some kind of safe word that okay, I'm talking to this person, we know what we're doing, and we can get somebody safe there. What's the next step afterwards? So let's say they've called you. they've had that breach. Do you have to come back out and re-inspect? Do you have to go back out to the property? What's the next step for the customer?
In some cases, it's probably a case by case, depending if damage was done or anything like that. But as far as the alarm tripping and calling and doing its job, we don't have to go back out necessarily if nothing's wrong. It can all be, a lot of the beauty of a lot of it can be done remotely. So if there are any issues, we can do a lot of remote access to be able to correct whatever issue there might be, if there is an issue, that is.
Okay, I just thought of something, Maddie, though. Because I'm thinking about me and Maddie. I'm thinking about how we are.
And
how you are in the middle of the night.
I'm a scaredy cat.
What if we accidentally trigger our alarm?
It's going to happen.
Because that's going to happen.
Yes, okay.
Not
Let's
just with
be
you
honest.
guys, everybody.
It does happen.
It happens
What
all
happens
the
in
time.
that situation?
We're calling still.
You're still calling?
Yeah,
Okay.
we still call. There have been situations where that's frustrating for the customer because they'll say, it was an accident, I shut it off, everything's fine. But we want to make sure that we are just checking in with them to confirm that everything's okay, that they are safe, because there could be situations where they're telling us that they're okay, and that's not necessarily the case.
And one thing, too, to point out, too, is if you have an alarm, whether through us or anybody else, it's a good idea to test those things. So all you have to do is call that central station, the company that would be monitoring your alarm system, and let them know you're going to test it, and then trip a device. It's kind of dual purpose, obviously, make sure it works, but also, too, test the response time. How quick are they going to call you when that device is tripped?
That's a good idea.
Absolutely.
That's
We
great
encourage our
advice.
customers to do that as well. That's one thing that we pride ourselves on, is that we have a quick response. And one really cool thing with the Federal Response Center is we never outsource our calls. When you call the response center, or when the response center is calling you, that's always coming from an employee working in our Springfield office. It's never going to be someone in a different state, a different country, anything like that. It's always
That's
gonna be the
peace of mind
response
right there.
center. Yes.
Yep.
Guys,
It's your
thank
neighbor.
you so much.
Thank you.
Great to see you guys.
You too.
Oh,
You guys, too.
that's amazing. All right.
All right, another Springfield's Best Day. Thank you so much. You guys will be right back after this. Don't go anywhere.
That is so good. It's so rare that you have somebody local.